Hi there, it's Vanessa Snow, and it is Tuesday, so that means it's Real Estate Tip Tuesday. And today we are talking about what is arguably the most fun part about a home search, and that is the actual showing of the property. So I love to do it. I know buyers love to do it. It doesn't matter if you are a first-time home buyer or you're an investor buying your 10th property, or if you are buying the 5th home that you will ever buy. So it's always fun. It's always exciting. It's always different than what you see online. Sometimes that's good. Sometimes that's bad. But that's why we go. That's why we go see a property in person so we can get a feel of it. I've had buyers that have gone into a property before and they were like, oh, the energy, the vibe of this place is totally off. And that is totally fine. So you can't force yourself to like something if it just doesn't feel right, or if you're trying too hard to make it fit. So what are some of the things that you should keep in mind when you are looking at properties? And what are the things that I'm looking for? It may not be obvious. So let's get into it on today's Real Estate Tip Tuesday. So first of all, something you want to take into consideration is we're looking not just at the aesthetics. We're looking at the property as a whole. So while those aesthetics or the curb appeal or the click appeal are what made you want to see it in the first place, there's so much more to a property. So as a buyer, if you want to make sure that, the room's going to be big enough, there may have been a floor plan along with the listing, in the MLS, or along with the website that they might have, that the listing agent might have. If not, then I have a digital laser measurement so that we can, take a look at the room to see how big a room is, to make sure it's going to fit your couch or your bed or whatever it is. But you're going to want to make sure that it's going to be the right size, that it's going to be the right flow. Is the flow of the house or the floor plan, is that going to be a good fit with your lifestyle? If you're someone who, you have a lot of people that are going to be in the household, or you like to entertain and you want to make sure that everybody can be kind of in the same place at once, then having like a sectioned floor plan, like something like in an older Victorian home where you have a lot of different separate rooms, may not work better for you than something that maybe is more open, where the living room and the dining room and the kitchen kind of all flow together, where everybody can see each other from, across the house. So that's something to keep in mind. Also, make sure you're not picturing yourself with the seller's items in that home. So maybe it's a vacant home, which in that case, the rooms may feel bigger because there's nothing in it. So we'll want to make sure we get those measurements, because maybe it feels big, but once you actually get your items in there, it might be a little too compact for you. But if it's been staged really well, then you may get too caught up in the actual decor and the furniture that they have staged the home with. And you want to look past that too. So yes, we stage a home to bring the buyers in and make it feel like they can see the potential of that room, but don't get caught up on the type of decor that they've used or the way that they've, situated the room. It's just so you can get a picture of yourself in there, but don't get caught up on it. You're going to want to make sure that you are ignoring any colors. So I know we've, gone into some houses where maybe the favorite color of that person is like sunshine yellow, and maybe that's the color that you hate. You want to look past that. We can change paint. We can change cabinets. We can change the color of the curtains. What we cannot change is the square footage. So if the floor plan doesn't work, then that might be a no-go for you, because unless you have a ton of money to put into remodeling the house right away, if you walk into a home and you think, okay, I love the neighborhood, I love this location, and I like this house if I could remodel this kitchen, if I could open up that wall, if I can move this bedroom to the other side of the house. Those are big ifs. And each one of those ifs is tens of thousands of dollars. And all of it together could be, $100,000. If you're looking at remodeling a complete kitchen remodel and a master bathroom remodel, you're talking big money. So unless you're willing to put that much money up front, and it's not always going to happen, like you want to make sure you have a structural engineer take a look at that. That's for another day. Anyway, so you're picturing yourself in the home. I, on the other hand, am looking for defects. I'm also looking at you because I'm making sure that I'm watching your body language. I am seeing, what you think of the place. Side note, we're going to have another Real Estate Tip Tuesday on etiquette of home showing. So that's a whole other Real Estate Tip Tuesday. So that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking at you. I'm seeing, what you think of the place, but I'm looking for defects. I'm looking for large cracks in the wall. I'm looking for water stains. I'm looking for, obvious settlement issues. I'm looking for any evidence of pest infestations like dry rot or, mildew or rats or anything like that. I'm also looking at the foundation. I'm looking at the exterior. We're looking at the condition of the materials as well. So if something is freshly painted, maybe it was just that they wanted to paint it white and have a neutral palette, but did they just paint over one spot or just one wall? Does it look like there is fresh texture on that wall? That might be something that we need to ask that listing agent or that seller about. Does it look like the wall, kind of bows out where there's been new texture? Is that maybe a settlement issue? So, I'm looking for things like that. I'm also looking at the yard. I'm looking to see if, what type of soil that you might have. I'm not doing a soils test for you, but I might be able to notice if it's like expansive soils. If it looks like the yard has been dug up, maybe there have been sewer issues. I'm looking at the driveway. Is there cracking? Is there spalling? I'm also looking at the major systems, like the HVAC, like the water heater. And I'm also looking at that electrical panel. Is it a Zinsco or a Federal Pacific panel? If so, that's something that we're going to need to talk about. So I will be bringing these things to your attention. If we get a chance to, I will actually point it out to you in that property. More often than not, I do have that chance to, show it to you right then and there so you can see, but there might be times where if we're rushed or something comes up, I'm not able to say it at that moment, then it is something that I will, we will reconvene and we'll be talking about that after the showing. So there's a lot. This is one of the reasons why I don't like to show more than like 5 or 6 properties at one time with a given buyer. So, I do make exceptions to that. Sometimes we might break up the day a little bit, but they all start to kind of run into one after a while. And so it's really important that we only have a handful that we're really starting to look at and to go through. So I know this is a longer Real Estate Tip Tuesday today, but it just goes into like a fraction of what a home showing is like and what are the things that I'm looking for. Obviously I'm looking for way more than that, but that's some of the main things that I'm looking for and some of the things that you want to keep in mind too when you are looking for properties. So I hope that you all have a great rest of your Tuesday. I hope that you have an amazing rest of your week. Let me know if I missed anything or if there's anything that you're concerned about or have questions about. If you've never gone and looked at a home before, then ask me your questions below. Ask me about anything, home shows, whatever. So I hope you have a good week and we'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.